Hello class. I am making this video at the beginning of week 15, and this morning I finished reading the rough drafts of Essay 3, and so I have a couple more thoughts for you about revising. Okay, so first, make sure to always go back to your essay question, because many of the rough drafts weren't really very well focused. Like you were talking about education and Coates and Westover, but you weren't answering the essay question. And so your essay needs to answer the essay question. So go back to your essay question, read it a few more times. You might print it out or just keep it open in your computer and make sure every part of your essay is answering the essay question. Okay, and then your paper will have better focus. But what I really want to focus on in this video is organizing. Organizing a paper is really, really hard. It's one of the hardest things to do because there's so many quotes and so much information and you have so many ideas and you have to get it all in some kind of order so that it's clear. So after the rough draft, it's good to do a revised outline to move things around, to improve the organization. So I wanted to share with you a couple of things I noticed about organizing for this essay, Essay 3. Okay, I'm going to go to a different document. Okay, so here's my theme. What is the logic of your paper? Revising the outline after the rough draft. So when you set up your paper, there's a kind of logic. You figure out how to put things in order. And there's a kind of logic to it. And so I wanted to share with you a couple things I noticed. Okay. First, and most people did topic number 1. So I'm sorry if you did topic number 2. We can talk in conference. But topic number 1, what some people did is they made an outline based on the essay question. So maybe you did something like this and you kind of organized your paper based on the questions. And sometimes with college papers that'll work, but I think a lot of times it actually doesn't work because it just depends on how the essay question is written. So let's put it all back together. First, a reminder that there's really 2 questions here. What is the nature and purpose of education and learning? And then, how does a person's background? Now, you could put your essay more or less in this order, like this is the first half of the essay, this is the second half. But when I started to read the papers, I was realizing this wasn't working because when it comes to a person's background, like what is it about Westover's childhood? What happened? Oh, she didn't go to school. Her dad believed all these weird things, etc. I wanted the basic facts early in the paper. And so you actually might put this first. So there's no requirement that you follow the order of the essay question, and sometimes it actually doesn't work. Like it just comes out weird somehow. Your paper is unique to you. Nobody else is writing it. So you kind of have to figure out your own logic. And so by reversing the order, you might actually make the paper make more sense because you're going to talk about Westover's childhood, Coates' childhood, give all the facts, right? Like the reader needs to know that Westover didn't go to school. Basic fact, right? In paper writing, do the basic facts first and get to your deep analysis later. You want to get all the facts out. Don't assume your reader knows all these facts. You want to get them out early in the paper. So actually putting the background of your 3 people early in the paper might actually work better. So don't necessarily follow the order of the essay question. And give basic facts first. Okay, so put that in your notes for organizing. Give the basic facts before you go deep in your analysis of those great quotes you have. All right, now I'm going to show you more about what I noticed. Okay, so again, our theme, what is the logic of your paper? And remember, your paper is just you. It's nobody else is writing your paper. So you have to figure it out for your essay and what you really want to say. Here's what I noticed in the rough drafts. For some rough drafts, this was your logic. So think of this as the whole essay, right? Part 1 is on Westover. Part 2 is on Coates. Part 3 is on me. For some people, that was your logic. And if the rough draft was short, sometimes I saw like 1 paragraph, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. But when I say part, I mean it might be more than 1 paragraph. So part 1 on Westover might be 3 paragraphs or so, which is probably about right for this length of paper. So some people set it up like that, but some people set it up differently. Check this out. For some rough drafts, this was your logic. So this is example B. So notice that this is completely different. It's not part 1 on Westover and part 2 on Coates. It's part 1 is some topic, and then you have all 3 authors like in 3 paragraphs in a row. Part 2, new topic, and then 3 paragraphs in a row about all 3 people you're writing about. So notice the difference in logic. So you could have set it up like that, and some people did that. This can work as long as it's not like 1 giant paragraph for each person. That's not good. But this can work. And then some people set it up more like this, where you have a topic such as purpose of education, and then 3 paragraphs in a row. Westover's purpose, Coates' purpose, and my purpose. Okay? So you see how the logic of setting up the whole thing is different. So I want you to really think about that and what's going to work for your paper. It could be that there's some combination, but you just have to make it clear. Okay? I did get a couple papers that really focused on differences and similarities. So imagine you could write a paper like this. I mean, you'd probably have 4 or 5 paragraphs in each one. I don't think this logic is going to work that well, because it's not mainly a compare-contrast paper. So I don't think this is the way to go. But you can imagine a paper being like this. That would be your logic for organizing. So my question for you is, what is your logic for organizing your paper? Probably it's something like this, or it's something like this. But in between the rough draft and the final draft, it's good to clarify and really nail it down. Because if you can nail down your plan better, all your revising will go well and everything will be really clear, which is what you want at the end. You want everything to be clear. Okay? And since I'm reviewing, a reminder that you want to give basic information before you go to that deep quote. Like that quote from Westover on page 329, don't do that in the first body paragraph. You have a lot to do before that. Give your reader the basics about that book and Tara's education. Okay? So basic facts early in the paper, and then your deep analysis later. And then figure out the logic of your paper. Okay? That's all I've got. Hope it helped.